Philip Washington Jr. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And now, here's Philip.
We are back with another episode of Wealth Building Made Simple, talking with Allison Rife Martin, CPA, and we're going to talk about beer today.
I love me a good Schlitz. Let me see what's another good one that's not out there anymore.
Schlitz malt liquor.
Oh my gosh, remember that? Or Miller Lite, the champagne of beer.
I remember the first time I drank Budweiser, I was like, why do y'all drink this? It tastes like piss. Like
it's very much an acquired taste, and I could never acquire it. But I still think this is a very fascinating story. So in the Dallas Business Journal, if any one of you have a subscription, and if you don't, it is a great subscription to have because you really get to keep in the know about the comings and goings of Dallas and greater Fort Worth businesses. But on June 13th, they have an article about Deep Ellum, how Monster crushed the Deep Ellum Brewing in Dallas. Now, again, why is that fascinating? Knowing that I don't like beer, but it's still a fascinating business story, and especially to see the evolution of Deep Ellum, which was really the founder of craft brewing in Dallas, and they obviously created it to a wonderful and very lucrative beer that people like to drink. I mean, I will say it tastes kind of good, but they sold it to another partnership, and then who subsequently sold it to Monster Energy. And in this past month, they announced that they would be closing the tap room and the production facilities here in Dallas. And what was interesting to find out was they're going to be now still brewing the beer, but throughout their production facilities in other parts of the country. So first off, we sit and think.
No. As you're talking, I'm thinking that's the one with the colorful label. I think I have, because I do like beer. I don't like Budweiser beer, but that's the color. It has like a colorful type label, right? Deep Ellum.
Yeah, it's really.
I've had it before. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, it's really, and it's got a cute brand. It's got a very eye appealing can that you want to buy. And I know my husband likes it. So anyway. What you read as you further read throughout the article is the other craft brewers here in town were very much caught off guard, and were very surprised because, again, Deep Ellum was the starter of craft breweries here in Dallas. So why is this important for us to just think about? How does this translate to owning your own business, and what do you need to pay attention to? One thing that anecdotally, I'd been reading on various Facebook groups that I'm on that whenever anybody talks about a new restaurant, they talk about cocktails. Nobody talks about beer. The article was really giving some more substantiation to my thought that our preferences are shifting to cocktails, because they said the majority of drinkers of beer anymore are in their 50s or older, and that a 27-year-old, they don't like beer. They don't even come to craft breweries anymore. Not saying they don't, but they would much rather have a cocktail. Our preferences are also shifting towards bourbon. And again, I sit there and watch, people, like I said, on these social media groups, all they talk about are cocktails. So again, how does this translate to us as business owners? What we need to pay attention to? Is our business still reaching the market that we hope to pay attention to? So, for example, I sit there and think of my own business as doing tax returns and accounting work. How is my market shifting? Who should I be paying attention to as my biggest customers that I can really serve well? Think of you as a financial advisor. Who can you, are you serving the customers who really want your services? So those are the kind of things that I was thinking as we were thinking about, the sale of this and Monster Energy buying it.
Yeah, yeah. What's your thought around why you think Monster bought that brand? Because they own a bunch of brands. I randomly was researching them one day, and I was like, man, Monster owns a bunch of brands.
I know. And in fact, it's funny. I don't know that I even knew that they had an alcohol portion of their business. And if you go on to further read the article, it says that in 22, Monster Inc. lost a significant amount of money in the alcohol sales side of it. And in 23, they same deal. And my guess is going to be, again, with the shifting of preferences, they're going to be considered losing revenue as well, or profit as well, too. But I think they did it, or at least the former CEO, Mr. Reardon, speculated that they were interested in it because of the knowledge base in terms of how to actually brew the beer. You can translate that brewing process, I imagine, to how you brew a Monster drink. We're all also still drinking kombucha or, some other kind of, other energy drinks. That's the same process because it's a fermentation there's a fermentation process involved in it. So I can imagine that's it, but also too the extensive network that, Deep Ellum had created over the course of time of being started. I mean, and it certainly makes sense that this would be an appealing thing for Monster Energy drinks to have.
Nah, makes sense to me. Yeah, the share of mouth wars is about to get real, especially with these new THC drinks too, which is a whole separate episode.
What's a THC drink?
Like a drink with marijuana in it.
Oh,
I mean, I haven't drink one before, but apparently there's something you can drink and you can get high with, which I'm like, man, that's super appealing.
oh my gosh. I was going to say that, but okay. So then knowing that, and since, marijuana is a weed and it needs to be fermented, that would then make sense for Monster Energy drink to buy this to, have acquired Deep Ellum again, so that they could understand the fermentation process.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can make a drink that tastes good and we all want to buy.
Yep. They're new age pharmaceutical companies, unlocking spirits of all sorts.
Oh my God! Well, hopefully good ones. So, oh my God!
Folks drink it and they feel good. That's what they like. They're doing this service for the market.
Exactly, but that's kind of too it kind of does translate to, as a reminder for all of us as business owners, are we still serving the right customers? Is there still a long-term market for the services that we're offering, or do we need to consider, shifting or moving into some specialized niche that, we can still continue to serve customers how we'd like to serve them?
Yep. How many, I know we might be going off topic, but it's related to this question. How many of your business owners you talk to are, thinking about that, thinking about like, here's the market we've been serving for the last 2 decades, right? Do we need to be thinking about those shifts and changes, right? I mean, do you see that a lot? I know
I do actually.
Okay.
I was going to say it actually, I've got a couple who are actively like in the market, figuring out where the market trends are going and realizing this is what's going to be coming down the pike. And then they actually went to, a lot of effort to put some infrastructure in place so that they could serve that additional portion of the market where they're seeing customers are shifting. And the client put a lot of thought behind it. And right now they're in the early stages so that they have an active way to certainly reach out to the market and say, hey, I can serve you in this additional place that we're seeing you serve. And it's paying off.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. I love seeing that.
Me too. So anyway, with that said, I encourage you to go back and read the article because it's really fascinating, especially as you go through and read the, business owners. We all have our ego and our emotions tied into it. It's an interesting read on that aspect too, as to how to remind ourselves not to get so hung up on the emotions or how to let go once we've sold our business or whatever. So It's an interesting read in the Dallas Business Journal. And the article is written by Mitchell Parton on June 13th, and it says Canned, How Monster Crushed Deep Ellum Brewing in Dallas. So it's a fun article.
Yeah. Let everybody know how they can reach you if they want more information about how to look at their business finances and strategy with a fresh perspective so they can stay up to date with the trend.
So you can reach me at my website in rafemartincpa.com, or you can email me at info@rafemartinaccounting.com. And I'd actually love to talk about the article with anyone who has had a chance to read it. It's really fascinating.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Allison.
I hope you have a great day.
Philip Washington Jr. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.